What's up, y'all? It's your boy T. Today we're gonna talk about babies. I don't like babies, man. Babies get to that point. I'm at that point of life. I'm 23. If you don't know that, I'm thinking, hey, one day I want to have a little me. But as I'm hanging out with babies and being around kids of various ages, I'm realizing I ain't ready for a kid right now because I can't deal with it. You might have to call Child Protective Services on me if I ever have a kid. I don't literally mean that. Don't really do that. But anyway, you might have to, because I swear I can't deal with kids, man. I can't deal with disobedient kids. I just can't. Especially kids that talk back. Now, don't get into it. It's funny because I talk back. That's the crazy thing. I talk back. I usually talk back to my mother, and that's the funny thing. But with kids, these kids, I'd be like, hey, by the moment, I'd be like, hey, be like a Mexican mama, take my slipper off and beat her. Beat them. You know what I mean? I be to that extent. It's crazy. It's weird once you get to a certain age. There's certain things you just ain't gonna deal with. You'll deal with actual grown adults. But when it comes to kids, you ain't dealing with that stuff. It's crazy that just a little bit of time, couple years past, now I'm like, all right, yeah, I get what I did wrong when I was young. I kind of apologize for acting the way I did now. You know what I mean? So anyway, I have somebody I know has a nephew. The nephew name, for all the cases purposes, we're gonna call him Caden. So Caden, he a cool kid. I love him. I love him like he's my nephew. I love him to the max, man. I got love for this little kid, you know what I mean? And no EDP type of love. I got love for this kid, man. I really do. He cool. I like seeing him and everything. I like seeing him. Now, I don't like seeing him more than Annie, I ain't gonna lie. But I like seeing him. I really do. But anyway, I see him. He always happy to see me. And it'd be fun. It'd be really nice. It really do. I be feeling a bond with him. And we're not even blood at all. But anyway, so what happened was, what happened is, the reason I came to this conclusion why I don't really want kids right now, or kids in general sometimes, is because of said kid, Caden. Caden can be a kid that make you want to have a baby, and then a kid that make you not want to have a baby. You feel me? You'll be like, oh yeah, I want a baby. Then he might do something that's like, you know what? I think abortion the way. I think getting snipped is the way. You know what I mean? It make you feel like that. So yesterday, I'm with him and his auntie. We're all chilling and all that stuff, chopping it up. I'm enjoying my time. She's enjoying her time with me. I'm enjoying my time with her. And we got him. I don't mind being with her and him. I don't mind it. Yeah, I like him. And I like her. So it's cool. So I don't like kids that one thing I don't like when I'm, at a grocery shopping or at work myself is hearing people loud and kids crying. And he started crying. He started crying over something stupid. He started crying. He knocked over a cup on accident. Annie was like, hey, it's okay. We get it. It's an accident. He started crying just to cry for some reason. And nobody was mad at him besides me. I guess he seen my face. But nobody was mad at him. He just started crying just to cry. So I'm like, and there's already somebody else in this store too with us, because we're at Wingstop. This is lady sitting across from us, and I've been paying attention to it, my surroundings with everything, and I noticed she been like making little comments about the kid crying, being loud. So I'm like, you know what? Let me just take him outside. Eventually he calmed down. He said, ain't we gonna give him some fries. Gave him some fries. He like, oh, I need ketchup. I need something to dip. So she get the ketchup. Instead, so she's just going, okay. put the ketchup on the fries. He was like, no, I want to put it in a separate container. So she get another, bowl, puts the ketchup in the bowl. He about to put the ketchup in the bowl. I'm like, no. Excuse me. No, you gotta put it in the corners of the bowl. I've never heard a kid that picky in my life. You want a specific location where your ketchup is. So you get 4 ketchup packets, put in one corner, right? Then she like, okay, is that okay? He's like, no, I don't want it. And he started playing with the fries. He was like, you just said you was hungry. He was like, no, I don't want it. So he took it back. She took it back. And she's like, okay. Yeah, I guess you just ain't gonna eat. Then he wants to say, no, I'm hungry, I want it. I'm like, boy, what? Make up your mind. What do you want? Jesus, what do you want? Make up your mind, boy. So, he started getting loud. He almost to the brink of crying. So I take him outside because I know everybody else getting annoyed with it. I'm personally getting annoyed with it. She's trying to drown it out, and I'm like, nah, I can't do that. And then she's like, no, don't worry, our food here already, so we might as well just go ahead and eat. I'm like, nah, these other people don't need to deal with this stuff. So I take him outside, and he want to start arguing. We walk into the truck. I was like, wait, ain't we gonna go back inside? I'm like, nah, right now we're gonna sit in the truck, so because you need to calm down. I'm like, I want to go back inside. He started crying, started whining. I'm like, no, you can't because you keep being so loud. All them other people in there don't want to hear a crying baby, Kaden. Okay, they don't want to hear that. So I'm taking you away from them people so they can enjoy themselves. Then he's like, okay. And then he kept on pointing back to going inside. I'm like, no, I just told you why you're not going back inside, little boy. Ask me again, and I'm gonna beat you. No. Call CPS. But anyway, so his auntie come outside. I was like, go ahead, go back inside, just go eat. I'm gonna come in there. We're gonna come back in a minute. She's like, no, I wanted to eat with you. So we was like, okay, well, she said, put him in the car or put him in the back seat. Put the seatbelt on. Then we just ate in the car. Then he starts to cry because we were still outside instead of going back in. I said, hey, we can't, because you being real loud, so we're just gonna eat inside. I'm eating inside the truck. He just starts crying over nothing. That's the thing. I don't get why kids just cry just to cry. Like, don't they hurt after a while to just be crying just to cry? He just keeps crying, talking about he gonna tell mama. I'm gonna tell my mama on you because you being mean to me. And I'm like, what did I do? I didn't do nothing. I just took you out of the store and put you in the truck and sat you down. I've been talking to you. I haven't put my hands on you. You know what I mean? The only time I put my hands on you just to pick you up, just put you in the truck. That's it. You know what I mean? So he just keep crying. And crying. I don't think I need to say crying anymore because you understand. He just keeps on. So I'm like, okay. His auntie said, hey, we're just gonna put an earbuds in, drown it out. He tire himself out. That's something I have learned with babies. Sometimes babies just gonna cry just to cry. And the best way to deal with them, if everything is done, if they ain't hungry, they ain't sleepy. If they ain't hungry, or they don't need a diaper change, then they just sleep and they just trying to fight to sleep, or they just crying just to cry. Just let them cry. So I put my earbuds in. She put her earbuds in. We watching whatever. He's still crying, talking about he want to go home. He want to go tell his mama and everything. One, his mama lives in Texas, so what he gonna do? You know what I mean? And two, we didn't do nothing to you. So he keep on crying. Then he want to be like, I'm hungry. He's like, I want. Then his aunt is like, hey, you want a fried case, Kaden? She was like, yeah. That shut him up. Right. I'm like, oh, okay. Then he want to be like, Auntie. She was like, yeah. I want dip. And when he talking about dip, he want ketchup. I was like, we ain't got none. He's like, you go inside. I was like, no, you can't get none because then you just gonna make a mess. Then he go back straight to crying. Like at that moment, I was just doing it on purpose. I ain't gonna lie, I did it on purpose. Like he would just get on my nerves, man. Cause I was just trying to enjoy myself with her, with his auntie. And don't get me wrong, I like him too. But when you just crying and crying, crying and crying and crying and just being a butt, it gets to the point where you just like, I can't really enjoy myself. So yeah, that's the moral of the story. He made me not want to have babies. He made me just want to go get the snip collar today. But anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Tell me about y'all baby stories. If you know something made, if a baby's done something to make you be like, you know what, I don't want no babies no more. But anyway, that's about it. It's your boy T signing off. Yeah. I don't even know. Bye.